This is the glorious Modelo 2, the long-awaited sequel to one of the best lightweight gaming mice ever created, the Modelo. But does the new O2 take it to the next level? Buckle up and get ready to find out. The sleek box is just the beginning. As you slide it open, you'll discover neatly organized documents and user guides. But the real star of the show is front and center, the mouse, with its attached braided cable. It's clear that every detail has been carefully considered in the design of this packaging. Get ready to be impressed. This extends to its design. As I would say, they've definitely stepped it up a notch. One of the biggest standouts is the streamlined design. They smoothed out the two mouse clickers, fixing the sticky mouse click problem that many experienced with the original Modelo, and they swapped out the hexagon shapes for elegant circle holes, improving the overall feel of the mouse. Speaking of feel, it's even better now. They've made it a couple millimeters shorter, fixing the issue of the rear end clipping into your palm. And while they added a bit of glossy plastic to the top, they also removed the RGB LED on the mouse wheel. They have also texturized the sides, making them a lot more grippy. Speaking of the mouse wheel, well, it's virtually identical in terms of the feel. The middle mouse button is pretty clicky, just like the original, and scrolls pretty well. Again, apart from them removing the diffused RGB, I think it's fine. I never felt any sort of fatigue when using the mouse for extended periods. It fits generally well in my hand, just as well, if not better than the original Modelo did. Glorious says this mouse is good for people with medium to large hands, but its asymmetrical shape means it's also good for ambidextrous people. As for weight, the Modelo 2 is roughly 10 grams lighter than the original wired Modelo at 59 grams. The Modelo 2 wireless is slightly heavier at 68 grams. The design is pretty much identical between the wired and wireless models, with the exception of Bluetooth 5.2 LE and 2.5 GHz wireless dongle on the wireless model. The advertised battery life of that model is 110 hours with the dongle and 210 hours using Bluetooth. There is also a battery saving mode that you can activate, which puts a light timeout on it for those battery conservative people out there. As for the mouse itself, it still feels like quality, even despite its lightweight nature. A lot of people say it feels plasticky, but what are you going to make it out of? Steel? But seriously, I felt absolutely no creaks in the plastic surrounding the shell, so it passes the creak test. It generally feels well built, but of course because of the holes, any liquid would be able to instantly penetrate inside of the mouse. But overall, it's nice quality plastic, and that would probably last if my 2-year-old original Modelo is anything to go by. I also found on my old Modelo that lots of dust collected in those holes, so that's also another drawback of this type of mouse. On the bottom, they shortened the height of the foot divots, but kept the same PTFE feet, which are still smooth but are prone to collecting dust. And they kept some other things the same too, like the O shape and the position of the additional buttons. But they amplified the RGB and inverted the LEDs for a cool light effect on the PCB inside. And that's just the design changes. What about the switches and sensors? Now the Modelo 2 comes with an upgraded BAMF 2.0 sensor, boasting up to a 26,000 DPI with 50 Gs of acceleration, a significant upgrade over the original BAMF. And Glorious introduces the new Motion Sync, which can be enabled in the core software. Think of it as G-Sync or FreeSync for your mouse, syncing the USB refresh rate to the sensor's data refresh rate for smoother, more responsive movement. Despite some recent slack over latency issues, I've updated my unit with the latest firmware and haven't experienced any problems. It's smooth and accurate with no noticeable latency. There are really no problems with my unit, it's just a performer. I went ahead and played some CSGO and had absolutely no problem with it at all, even at different debounce, lifts, and sensitivity settings. If you're losing in games, your mouse definitely isn't going to be the issue. And the switches? They're Glorious's own upgraded switches, built to withstand 80 million clicks. They're crisp and responsive and feel even better than the original Modelo, thanks to the enhancements in the design of the plastics. Take a listen for yourself. As for the software, the Modelo 2 supports glorious core software. This lets you enable motion sync technology and customize lighting modes, macros, and all 6 buttons on the mouse. You can even set up to 3 profiles, allowing you to switch between all your different settings. And that's not all. You can set up to 4 DPI stages and assign an RGB color to the bottom LED for each stage. Plus, you can adjust lift-off distance, debounce time, and polling rate. The possibilities are endless. In conclusion, the glorious Modelo 2 is a fantastic gaming mouse that outshines its predecessor, the original Modelo, with its sleek packaging and design, enhanced sensor, and switches. The Modelo 2 delivers unmatched performance. However, it's not without its flaws. The holes can collect dust, and the scroll wheel lacks RGB. The Modelo 2 comes in 2 versions, wired for $64.99 and a wireless model for $99.99. If you're on a budget, the wired version is a steal, but if you prefer wireless, the Modelo 2 wireless boasts Bluetooth 5.2 LE and a battery life of up to 210 hours, making it a top contender. And if you're still undecided, the original Modelo wired and wireless are priced at $49.99 and $79.99 respectively. Ultimately, the choice is yours, but one thing is for sure, if you're in the market for a top-notch gaming mouse, the glorious Modelo 2 is definitely worth considering. Anyways guys, that's all for today. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Also make sure to check out this video on screen right now.